Hi everyone, welcome to this class. Today we'll be learning how to make this beautiful corset top by Passionate Style and Stitches, a backless alternate corset. So please stick to the end of the tutorial. If you are joining us for the first time, don't forget to click the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell to get notified anytime we have a new tutorial. And for our returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back. If you also want to join my WhatsApp group, the link will be in the description box. Thank you for joining, and let's get into this class. Okay, so to draft the outer neck, my bust is 8.75. My underbust hip is 40 inches plus the 2 inches that, so that's 10 plus 2. I have 12. Okay, so this is what the front is going to be looking like. You can go ahead, center front, side front. So you can go ahead to tape this one together, or you can sew it separate. So this dart, now when you are sewing it, you are going to be sewing in the dart. So we are not going to be cutting out the dart. Is when you are sewing that you sew in the dart like this. So this is what we have for the front. Okay, so for the back now, this is the, I've drawn out the basic line. This is the bust line, the waistline, and the hem, and also the nipple to nipple measurement. So we'll go ahead to impute our measurements. So for the bust now, for back bust is 8 inches. So I do is the same thing on the waistline. Then I'll connect the lines together. So my waist again is 6.75. So the difference here is what I will use as my darts. So I'll go ahead to cut the dart, to draft out the dart, and I'm going to extend it to the hem of the blouse like this. So we have this here. So this one I'm going to be adding it to my, okay, so this dart you can decide to sew it separate, or you just sew it in like this. So go ahead to cut out the back. So this is the back, and also this is the front pattern. So this is how it's going to look like. Okay, so for the neck extension now, you're going to cut, when you want to sew it, you're going to cut a strip of paper. So this is 4 inches wide. Don't forget our neck, we use it to be 1.5 inches. So this is 4 inches wide. So this one, you cut the fabric on fold, then you sew it in by 0.5. you turn it to the other side. So this place will be like 7 or 8 inches long for the elastic. So let's make it 8 inches long for the elastic that is going to go across the neck. So like this, you cut it out, you sew it in like this, turn it to the neck, then you pass in your elastic. So it's the elastic that we are going to be sewing on both sides of the neck. So it's going to go across the neck. From this point, it's going to go across the neck like this. So this brings us to the end of our tutorial. Thank you for joining us, and see you in the next class.